Chi-Town Kane, appreciate you being here, the voice of college football. What's a score prediction already on the trip to Gainesville?
Miami more than Florida. I mean, it could be by 1 or 100. I don't care. We're not losing that game.
There is, I believe, more pressure on Miami because there's an expectation of having a big season.
Yep.
And I could see some doubt possibly creeping in.
Yep.
If not to the players and coaches, certainly to the fan base and skeptics. However, just from a record standpoint, Miami can certainly recover from a loss against Florida, while Florida needs to get as many wins as they could possibly get wherever they can find them.
No, absolutely. But yeah, I just don't. Yeah. Like, I'm not entertaining a universe, a multiverse, whatever you want to call it, where we lose to them. Like, and I know that, appreciate the super chat and everything and like whatnot, but like, I just, again, like I stopped doing recruiting percentages years ago, and in this, like, score predictions, like I'm sure that we'll, do those week of the game, on stateoftheu.com. So like I'll check back then, but like at this point, we're winning the game. The end. That's all I got.
Miami's probably only a 3 or 4 point favorite.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Vegas.
So it's not like it's not conceivable.
It is inconceivable, to quote The Princess Bride. Inconceivable. Yeah, exactly. No. No.
I'll give you a 24-20 Miami win. There's your score, Chi-Town Kane. All right. Falconer TRX. Gators loud about winning game 1. Not happening.
They are very vocal. Vegas Insider doesn't have any future or early lines on that? Really? And you pull those from all over the internet? Really? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, they are flapping their gums a lot. But, I think it's false bravado. And having seen a lot of false bravado from Miami over these last 20 years, unfortunately, I know what that looks like. And, yeah, they're really scared more than anything, especially fans. They every now and then try to pop up with a meme or something or whatnot. But, like, yeah, no, it's false bravado.
We recorded this afternoon with Steve Dace from Michigan Podcast, and very much like a Phil Steele, he goes through the metrics of production returning and all these other factors, and we went through every conference, and he has Miami ranked as the top team in the ACC, and ranks all the positions and then gives point totals. If you're number one in the conference with 17 teams, you get 17 points and on down the line, and gives Miami a fairly substantial lead. Not a blowout, of course, but certainly more than Vegas does over Clemson and Florida State. But he made the comment to me, he goes, is this another banana in the tailpipe deal where he said, I clearly believe that Miami is the best team in the conference. And he went through the positions. He said offensive line, I believe that they have substantially the best offensive line in the conference, best quarterback in the conference, et cetera, et cetera.
I agree. I do. I mean, I was talking to my boy Fred yesterday, and he asked me a question relative to NFL quarterbacks. One of them being Jared Goff for my Detroit Lions, and one of them being somebody else. And he said, take your bias out of it. And I said, no, look, you could take this team from the Lions, right? And which is my whatever. But you could make them into the Arizona Cardinals or insert AFC team. I don't care about. You know what I mean? You could make them the South Dakota State, or like, if there was a pro team or whatever. You could make them whatever other branded team. And with the team with that profile, with those players, with those coaches in that position, regardless of the color they wore or the city that they represented, I'm taking Jared Goff as opposed to the other quarterback in the conversation, who I'm not going to tell you. But in a similar way, right, if you took Miami and made them into Oklahoma, right? And said similar in a similar conversation, like, if Oklahoma was in the ACC and the Miami staff, roster, recruits, player, all of that was Oklahoma, was Oklahoma State, was Delaware Tech, whatever. Remove the alma mater, love of the U from it. Put them in whatever branding, in whatever location, representing whatever other institution. If that institution with this team and this staff as currently constructed were in the ACC, you would immediately say that's the best team in the conference. And it's not close. I agree. It's not connected to the fact that it's the University of Miami. Now, the thing about it is, now they need to perform like that. But like you look at it on paper, you look at everything that's built, everybody that's there, I think it's clear that we have the best roster, the best team for this, for this season and everything. I don't think it's close. I really don't think it's close. It's just incumbent upon them to play to the left, to defy what Al Golden said at Cincinnati in 2015, where he said, don't rise to the occasion. Don't play to the moment. Fuck that. Rise to and exceed the moment, right? You have expectations. Again, like I had for the Lions going into last year, I said it's going to be 12 wins in a division championship. And my same friend, Fred, we're going down the schedule, and he said, okay, game 1 in Kansas City. That's a loss. And I said, hold on, wait. Why? He said, oh, you're the Lions going to Kansas City on ring night. And I said, we might lose that game, but we're built to play against them. And there's no game on the schedule that is a automatic obligated loss. And I said all last year, and I tweeted it all the whole season, I said, I have these expectations and I'm leaning into the expectations and we're going to meet and exceed them. And God damn it, if Josh Reynolds caught that pass on 4th and 2 in San Francisco in the second half, we're going to the Super Bowl. That was the moment, right? That was everything leading up to it. I'm in the same place for these Miami Hurricanes. We're built for this. The schedule is there for it. When you have all kinds of other people saying this is clearly the most talented and best team in the conference, absolutely agree. But just like we talked about earlier with DJ Pickett, it's the thing of we've seen built and should have been successful Miami teams fail to be so. That's the thing holding back. But on an impartial evaluation, I wholeheartedly agree. This is the best team in the conference. And it is incumbent upon them, every single player, every single play, and every single coach, every single play, and every single decision, Mario Cristobal, end of the Georgia Tech game. Every single one has to be built in. There is not another moment. There is not another time. The moment that's in front of you, the play that you're playing is the most important one, and you have to be that serious, focused, and dedicated to it. Because if you go to Georgia and you watch them coach, right, they'll be blowing out Vanderbilt 59-3 in the second quarter. It don't matter. Mark, you missed that. You're supposed to cover the curl flat. Cam, you were supposed to be there behind. But you know what? Y'all got greedy and wanted to go for the sack, and all of a sudden they get a first down. Now we got to be on the field more instead of giving our backup quarterback more reps. Not having it. Nick Saban, the practice video. Damn it, Quantrell running again. And that's a third string wide receiver who's never going to get in. But you have to have that insane focus on greatness. It is there to be had. It is incumbent upon Miami to do it. But saying that they're the best team in the conference, I feel a pretty, settled science. I feel that that's a pretty incontrovertible truth. Will they play like the best team in the conference? Now that's up for debate.